Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Insider Financial Talks Penny Stocks. My name is Alex Carlson. I will be your host today. I am the editor-in-chief of InsiderFinancial.com, and today we are going to be discussing Tesoro Enterprises, TSNP on the OTC markets, soon to be known as HUMBL. But before we get into that, we have some housekeeping issues. We have no business relationship with any company whose stock is mentioned in this video. Insider Financial and myself are not investment advisors, and this video does not provide investment advice. Always do your own research, make your own investment decisions, or consult with your nearest financial advisor. This video is not a solicitation or recommendation to buy, sell, or hold securities. This video is meant for informational and educational purposes only and does not provide investment advice. With that out of the way, remember to go and smash the thumbs up button if you like this video. Hit the red subscribe button and the little notification bell to be notified when we go live with a new video. Also remember to go to signup.insiderfinancial.com. This is where you can get on our email list to get first look at stocks like NEO at $6, MMMEDF at 34 cents, ENZC at 0.001, and today's topic of discussion, TSNP at 0.0008. If you are in the U.S., after you sign up with your email, you can then also get on our SMS service. It only works for U.S. numbers, but don't worry, if you are outside the U.S., you will still get our email alerts. And with that out of the way, let's dive right in. And what can we say about TSNP? This has just been a monster runner. And please don't ask me what's next, where it's going from here. I don't know that. No one does. This has just been a huge move. But if you look at the charts, and what I can tell you for a fact, and what has been going on with TSNP, and what I have said many times in any video coverage on TSNP, is do not chase. You want to buy red dip days, and then you can take some profits on green days. If you look at the chart here, green, and then you've always gotten these retracements. Nothing ever goes up in a straight line. So if you miss the move, we will see a retracement in TSNP. Don't get mad at me. Don't start with the it's not going to $10 tomorrow. It's gonna pull back. We've seen a move from 40 cents to $1.60 this week. It will pull back. I'm not saying we will be going higher at some point, but remember, pullbacks are inevitable. And I think what's happened this week in TSNP, it's pretty obvious that this is a short squeeze. There was a major short in TSNP. We think the market makers have been short, and they got squeezed this week. And TSNP has really taken on a life of its own on social media. If you go to, the iHub message board, it's the #1 most read. We had 66,000 reads just on Saturday. Reddit, they are now starting to talk about it. On the Yahoo Finance has over almost 13,000 reactions to in the conversation section. So a lot of people are talking about TSNP. But the purpose of this video is I want to give you the history of TSNP and how I discovered TSNP for our readers and our subscribers. The first thing that happened is that on October 28th, TSNP put out a press release that it had retained OTC Markets analyst George Sharp as an advisor. And on that day, the stock had closed at 0.0005. And George Sharp has a very good reputation in the OTC markets. He's been well known for rooting out fraud. He is a investor advocate. He doesn't like the games that go on the OTC markets, and he really sought to do the right thing and look for a good merger candidate for TSNP. And then on the next announcement, what came on November 12th, that he had found a merger candidate and it was going to become HUMBL. And on November 12th, the stock had closed at 0.0035. And we had come out the next day on November 13th with an article, and we basically said that the TSNP HUMBL merger is a really big deal. And, I'm going to include a link in the description for all of you. This is a must read for those of you that are in HUMBL, to get a sense of why it's such a big deal. And, we had said, to sum it all up, with a market cap of just $21 million, TSNP is an exciting story on the OTC markets. We are expecting big things once the merger is finalized. Most notably, we'll be looking for the run to a penny, then a nickel, dime, quarter, and finally dollars. Folks, I called it back in November. And I really want to, congratulate anyone that stuck with it, listened, followed the advice, and I've been pounding time and time again that TSNP is a game changer. It's the real deal. HUMBL and Brian Foote, what they are working on, what they're working towards, they really want to become not only the next PayPal, but they want to take on, the whole financial payment system. Their model is Alibaba with Ant Financial. So there's a lot happening with HUMBL, and this is a really, really big deal, and I'm happy for everyone that has participated. And then on the 13th of November, the very next day, they had announced that they had retired over 551 million common shares. So whenever a company, starts retiring stock, reducing the outstanding share count, that is huge news. It's a major development, and why we really like what TSNP was doing. And also, guys, I'm pointing this out on OTCMarkets.com, which is a must go-to site if you are investing in anything on the OTC markets. Look for companies that are filing, that are putting out press releases, that are notifying OTC markets with news. If they are not, if the company is not reporting to OTC markets what it's doing, you have to look at anything mentioned on social media as circumspect. OTC markets is the actual exchange. That is the one that they're it is their exchange. They do some policing. They do the stop signs, the caveat emptors. They really are working for investors' benefit. So when a company is communicating with OTC markets, that is the number one thing you want to be looking for. Because anything that someone is saying on social media, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because there's a lot of fraud, there's a lot of scammers, and you just don't know if what's being said on social media is correct or not. So please, this should be the first site you go to when you're looking at a new investment, OTCMarkets.com. And that was the first news there on October 13th. And then Pardon me, November 13th. Then on November 17th, Brian Foote, he put out that he was locking up over $10 million worth of stock purchased directly out of the market. And, what's notable on that day, the stock closed at 1.5 cents. So it actually had, on the 17th, it had actually sold off. It was as high as over 3 cents, and it pulled back to 1.5 cents. So, there was some profit taking, and then the market sort of flattened out, and then we got another run. So, again, as I said in the beginning of the video, TSNP is a textbook retracement. It goes up, it pulls back, and then makes new highs. So, these are the things that you want to look for, when you're looking for the next TSNP. Because, guys, I know a lot of you are buying here and chasing here. Well, there's a lot of folks like us and our subscribers. We've been in it. We're in early. So, there's going to be people booking profits here, and you're going to be buying some of their shares. So what you need to be looking for is how to find the next TSNP, because the easy money has already been made in TSNP. It is, immense profits have been made. I know many, many millionaires because of TSNP. So, and they invested just a few $1,000. So, it has just been a life-changing stock for many. It's not about making the car payment or the mortgage payment. It's about buying that new house, that new car, putting your kids through college, and setting people up for life. So it has really been a game-changing investment. So, what I'm going to try and do here is, I'm just trying to educate you how to find, the TSNP was a classic example of a great stock and the things that you need to look for in the next one. So he locked up the stock, and we had come out on the 18th after the dip, and we basically tried to tell people about how, to understanding the price action. And we had even put out a tweet on November 17th, and we said, many are sitting on over 1,000% plus gains in TSNP. We said the deal is hot, but even back then, no one knew it was going to become such a huge runner and so fast. So remember, there's nothing wrong with taking some money off the table. I'm not talking about getting out of your position completely, but taking some money off the table, using that cash, and then you could even use that cash and buy further dips. So, you really need to understand how markets work and understand investing. Markets are trade on supply and demand. If there are more sellers, the market goes down. If there are more buyers, the market goes up. But it's also important, understanding supply and demand. You want to look at volume. And one of the most impressive things that was the big volume was on the 17th, had huge selling. But then, since then, if you look at this volume here, notice that on the green days, volume was higher than any of the red days. So that tells you that smart investors were accumulating. So this is a classic textbook chart. TSNP, it doesn't get any better than this of what you want to look for in a chart. And, in looking at the price action, there was a lot of things that, the company had put out that, even though you had some short-term profits, the company was doing a lot of things to set the company up for the long run, and that's where it is today. And, you look at the bio of Brian Foote, the guy is a rock star. he's considered a rock star in the blockchain space. A lot of people know who he is. And, a lot of the crypto money that, the easy money that was made in Bitcoin, people getting in early, it's the same thing in TSNP. A lot of that money, friends of Brian Foote, they came in and they bought TSNP. So, there's a lot of people banking on HUMBL, and they're in for the long run. And, Forbes, they named HUMBL as a rising startup to watch. So, there's a lot of people that this company's been on a lot of people's radar. And once it merged with TSNP, that gave an opportunity for those people to now invest in HUMBL. And, it's the real deal. It already had, once the merger happened, the company already had 4 offices around the globe. It was working on Fortune 500 partnerships. It was expanding to Africa, entered the India market. So, these are the key markets for what HUMBL is offering. And as Brian Foote had said, we didn't build HUMBL for the 450 million digital customers using Apple Pay, but more for the 7 billion people for whom money has a totally different set of global pathways, across access points, and cost structures. And we said this was, and for those that missed the initial run in TSNP, the pullback is an opportunity to get in. We know many have missed the initial run, and you have to take advantage of dips. And then we had covered on December 9th, they did an investor call. We really liked what we heard on that call. I'll have a link to the video that I did on that investment call. And, as I said back then, TSNP has been active in putting out press releases. And this is extremely important when it comes to OTC stocks. The more PRs that hit the tape, the better the story gets framed. And, it's all about, the story. Are they making the moves, and what are they doing, and do they deliver? And we always look with skepticism as everything at every investment. And we said, Brian Foote, he needs to deliver. He has delivered. So kudos to Brian Foote. And there would be another link there. We said, who is CEO Brian Foote? Going back what I said earlier, about his bio, his experience in blockchain and tech. He talks his former company was Block 30 Labs, and he's merged that into HUMBL. So he's all in on TSNP, and what he said in the last investor call on January 22nd, which was many people didn't pick this up. But he owns no digital assets. So he had sold all of his crypto holdings, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever else he had owned, and he put it all into TSNP. So this is a CEO, putting, his money where his mouth is. And as we said, in the press release on November 17th, Tesoro Enterprises CEO to lock up over $10 million worth of stock purchased directly out of the market. So that $10 million, that's the Bitcoin and Ethereum that he sold last year, and he went into the market and bought stock directly out of the market. And now he's sitting on, he probably is a billionaire right now, for sure, at least, depending on how much stock he gave to his employees or what the breakdown is. And we'll be looking for that, soon. Because right now, TSNP, the market cap is just over $5 billion. So again, as we said here, back on our original article, it had a market cap of just $21 million back in November, and now to over $5 billion. So just think of the wealth creation that has happened. George Sharp has made a ton of money, and you could also play that with Forwardly, FORW. They own a lot of warrants in TSNP. So the wealth creation that has come out of TSNP is just immense. And again, as we said, it truly has been a life-changing deal. And before we get into that, but one of the things that, what's going on right now is that it's sort of TSNP is taking on a life of its own. Uh, you know, Last year, StockTwits did not allow OTC stocks. Now OTC stocks have a forum on StockTwits, and TSNP is the most followed OTC stock. It has 35,000 watchers. The message volume is insane. And as we saw with GameStop and Reddit, social media is really moving stocks these days. And TSNP, everyone I follow, talk to is bullish. And as I said earlier, markets trade on supply and demand. If no one is selling and everyone's buying, the market's going up. The only only ones I think that are selling right now are a few people taking some profits, but it's been mostly the shorts getting aggressive, and they've gotten squeezed. So we love to see what Brian Foote and the social media army has done to the shorts. It couldn't happen to, shorts are just the scum of the earth, absolute scumbags. And I love to see them getting squeezed and the money they're losing, trying to bet against the company that is trying to deliver financial solutions for people worldwide. So it's just greed, and their greed has gotten the best of them. So kudos to all those that help squeeze the shorts. It's a wonderful thing to see. And lastly, what really drove the price action last week was the press release put out over on the 2nd about their new block ETX products being launched in over 100 countries. So it was put out on the 2nd. The stock opened at 40 cents, and it never looked back. And we really like the block ETX platform and what HUMBL Financial's launching. Number one, it's non-custodial, so HUMBL is not holding any of the coins. It allows users to hold their coins at their own exchange, and HUMBL is using a smart bot. This will allow trading on the account, so if you want to sign up, you can, if you're outside the U.S., because it's not open to U.S. citizens or people within the U.S., but you basically give your API access, and then HUMBL's smart bot allows trading on your behalf. So it is an algorithm that looks to take advantage of anomalies and inefficiencies in the crypto markets. So it's basically, one day be selling Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, etc., and looking at other coins in a balanced portfolio. So it really is a unique solution for those that want to hold crypto but don't want to be all in on just say one coin, just Bitcoin or Ethereum. This allows investors to hold a basket of crypto, and it's using the smart algorithm developed by HUMBL. And HUMBL makes money because there is a recurring monthly fee. So we see strong demand for this new product, the block ETXs, and this will really start to drive revenues and boost the numbers for HUMBL's financials. And if you look, over 100 countries. So it's available in China, Switzerland, UK, Vietnam, UAE, Philippines, Israel, Finland, France, Ecuador, Dominican Republic, where else? Canada. So everyone's getting it but the U.S. So it's really, it's a global product, and we really are excited with this. So the move was definitely warranted last week. And folks, I just want to sum this up here. Look, it closed at $1.38. Where does it go next week? I don't know. No one knows. You know, I'm not worried about it. It's markets trade. You know, they'll go up, they'll go down. But you know, if you believe in the long term future of HUMBL, just you know, ride it out. If you got some big gains, you'll never go broke taking a profit. You can take some money off the table. If you are new to HUMBL and you own no shares, wait for the dip. It will come. But you know, again, the way this is running, you know, that dip might. We could be talking about, you know, $2.50 is the dip. We don't know. So you know, if you are looking to build a position, I always recommend scaling in. You know, my big thing is I really want people to approach investing as a venture capitalist, owning a portfolio of good quality penny stocks. For some, this is, you know, 10 to 20 penny stocks or more. You don't want to go all in on just one. You know, if you have $10,000 to invest and, you know, you're just starting out and you really like TSNP, you know, throw $250 in. Just throw it in and then see, you know, where the market goes. It gives you flexibility to, if your goal is a $500 position or $1,000 position out of your, you know, $10,000, you can scale in, you know, at different prices over different days or over different weeks. And you know, just it's best to own a portfolio. You know, if you have $10,000, would I go and throw it all into TSNP? I don't think that's the right strategy. You know, I never recommend people going all in, whether it's at $1.38 or at, you know, 0.0008, you know, back in October. So you know, guys, you know, you have to approach things as you know, and understand that, you know, these are not blue chip stocks. You know, there's you have risks involved with pennies. I've seen many go to zero. I've seen many deals where, just like TSMP, where it minted many millionaires and they still went to zero. I've seen those deals evaporate to nothing. So I'm talking from experience. I'm not trying to burst anyone's bubble. I'm just trying to give real talk, real truth. I'm not here to moon baby. I don't play that game. You know, what happened last week with GameStop, and we saw the Wolf of Wall Street come out with a parody video of Leonardo DiCaprio's speech to the Stratton Oakmont brokers. You know, hold the line. Folks, that's bullshit. You know, this is not investing is not a team sport. You are accountable not to social media, not to anyone, but you and your family only. And you have to approach this not as fun. You are running your own trading and investment business. You are accountable to you and your family, and you have to post a P&L. You know, at the end of the day, are you making or losing money? And, you know, you don't make money until you book profits. You know, you could be up any amount, and, you know, we've seen stocks get halted. We've seen SEC investigations. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I'm not saying anything is, but I'm just trying to give real talk here. I don't want to see anyone lose money. You know, I've been doing this, you know, almost 30 years now. I've seen a lot. I've made and lost millions of dollars, and I'm just talking to you from experience. So, you know, I'm just trying to pass along, you know, friendly advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but, you know, I have a lot of experience. I've seen ups and downs. I've been through good markets, bad markets. Right now, we are in an incredible bull market. it is very easy to make money right now. Everything's going up. And, as an investor, I'm all for it. I'm going to be, 95 to 100% invested at all times right now. I'm looking to take advantage of this run. But when we, at some point, we're going to hit a bear market, and I don't know what's going to cause that or bring it about, but it's coming. And, when you run into a bear market, you want to be heavily in cash. You want to have more cash, you want to have less positions, you want to lighten up, and you want to be more selective in your picks. Right now, last week you could have bought TSNP at any point and made money. And congrats to all that, the momentum, players that did it. Even the Tim Sykes folks that are day traders, even they made money last week. There's no way to lose money unless, you were top ticking and, it pulls back 5-10 cents, you panicked and you sold. I mean, again, I'm not a day trader here. I don't day trade. I don't like the intraday moves. I'm an investor. I spend my time researching, looking for, the next TSNP, because that's what I want. That's how you make the big money in these markets. Not buying TSNP at $1.38. It's buying, TSNP at 0.0008. That's where you make a fortune, or at a penny or 2 pennies, wherever you were able to get in, and then seeing it go to $1, $2. That's where you make the fortune. So, that's what I'm hunting for. The purpose of this video was to show you how I found TSNP. And they're out there. There is going to be another TSNP, maybe not as good of a big of a runner as TSNP or happen as fast, but there's plenty of runners out there. Stocks that you can make 10, 20, 30, 40 times your money. And you just got to understand how markets work and, go looking for them. So that's what I do. And, that's why it's important. Go over to signup.insiderfinancial.com. I'm on a hunt for the next TSNP. Been doing a lot of research this weekend. So I have a few things for subscribers this week. So let's hope, January was an incredible month. First week of February was incredible, so let's just hope these markets continue running, and we're going to take advantage of it as much as we can. So with that, wish everyone a profitable trading week. Stay safe with COVID, wear a mask, social distance, and hopefully this pandemic is over by the summer. Wish everyone luck, and again, thank you for watching, listening, subscribing. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Take care and have a great week. Bye-bye.